Like, the Veil of Summer is in the deck for this exactly. Like, yeah, they're out. They're out, dude. Hello everyone, it's your favorite alternate universe Teferi. I'm the control guy, and I'm back with another video for you guys. Don't mind the mess behind me. We're currently painting all our walls, so yeah, a little messy in the background, but ignore that. Also, forgive me for the short break. Every video I say I'm gonna go to more regular uploads, and then I take like a 3 day break from doing like anything like recording related. So my bad. Also, as you can see, we're still on Arena. A little bit of a tiny delay in the MTGO content. Don't worry, it's coming. I have everything set up. We'll make MTGO content. I have to just figure out how to properly like rent decks and whatever. That's why we're still waiting on that one. But yeah, one more MTG Arena video. Well, maybe a couple more. I can't say exactly when MTGO starts, but anyway, that being said, let's jump right in the video. I hope you enjoy this Control Brew in Timeless, and let's do it. All right, we are back with a deck that I haven't played in a while. Actually, I've not played Sultai Control in quite a while. Um, Off camera, I play Dimir every now and then in Timeless, but I just feel like Azorius is stronger. I like Azorius-based control decks are stronger. Um, been playing a lot of Flage still. Been playing a lot of the Band deck with Uro. And I really like the Uro Oko cards in Control. Seem very nice. But I was like, a lot of people are playing graveyard strategies right now, and I don't want to play a Rest in Peace deck because that stops your own Uro. So I wanted to play a deck that can main deck Surgical Extraction, and I was like, okay, what deck main deck Surgical Extraction, right? I was playing some Dimir Control, but the thing with Dimir Control is that Dimir struggles at like gaining life. So when you don't gain any life and you're surgicaling and you're thought seizing and you're cracking fetch lands, you hurt yourself so much that when you do face Boros energy, you're just gonna die to like 2 attacks. So I was like, okay, I need a deck that can gain life, is black based control, but still obviously does the whole thing of counter spells and casts powerful things like the One Ring, Oko, or whatever, right? So I ended up circling back to Sultai Control. And this deck actually has been doing me pretty well. We are basically a Sultai toolboxy deck, but we have a lot of like fun one-offs like Drown in the Loch as a removal and counter spell, Sheoldred's Edict as something that can kill big things without like that can't be targeted. Meathook Massacre to sweep a bunch of small creatures away, Damnation to sweep every creature away. And yeah, and yeah, obviously Surgical Extraction, Veil of Summer. We have all these like cards in low quantities that are really good, and we can kind of like just find them either by just drawing cards with Brainstorm, or we have Demonic Tutor, because that's a card you can play in black that you can't play in white. Um, in control decks, obviously Demonic Tutor isn't as strong as in like combo decks because in control, everything in your deck kind of has a purpose anyway. So instead of playing the tutor to find that card, why don't you just play more of that card, right? But Demonic Tutor lets us kind of like, again, have these one-offs that like you can fetch up with Demonic Tutor. Like for example, I just counted your, I don't know, show and tell or whatever. Demonic Tutor for Surgical Extraction, all your show and tells out of the deck. So Demonic Tutor basically becomes an extra copy of every single good card in our deck. And we can also always just, after a mana drain, Demonic Tutor for the One Ring, cast the One Ring. Like it lines up. It lines up well. In this build, I opted to play 2 Veil of Summers because Thoughtseize is very strong right now in Timeless. I don't know. I feel like even the Veil of Summer isn't good enough to beat like the hand hate decks right now because again, we don't have much free interaction in Timeless right now, and like how do you actually beat a turn 0 Grief or a turn 1 Thoughtseize? Because if you're on the draw and you have no lands in play, you cannot cast spells right now. Like there's barely a free spell you can cast. Like Solitude can exile the enemy's Grief, but they still get a card out of your hand. Like I'm basically saying we need Force of Will in Timeless right now because the turn 1 decks are getting a little out of hand. Like turn 1 Dark Ritual, Thoughtseize, Dark Ritual Buried Alive, and attack you for 9. Like that's just like or turn 1 Dark Ritual Sorin into Saint Elenda or Dark Ritual Necropotence into next turn you win the game with Storm. It's a little bit much. And like even like the like bad turn ones of like Boros Energy, where like they just turn one Ragavan and you just didn't have a removal hand, or turn one like I don't know, Guide of Souls into Amtraptor, or I don't know. It's there's a lot of like just like turn one in Timeless is currently the most important turn in the game, and a game can be decided by your turn one cards. Like it's just, and that's fine. That's a lot of Magic actually works that way. That's okay. But I just feel like we need like a real turn one defensive tool in Magic right now, a turn zero defensive tool in Magic right now, because apart from pre-boarding Layout of Sanctity in your best of one deck, there's not much you can do against like the turn one Thoughtseize. So yeah, that's just a little rant on my end why I think we need Force of Will on Arena, but it's fine. I'll be playing Legacy soon anyway, so I don't even care. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. About matchups again, we do have a lot of like incidental life gain with Uro. Witherbloom Command can gain us some life. Oko you can eat foods. So that's all good. But being Sultai, you are a little weaker against actual show and tell, because there's nothing you can put in off of the show and tell that wins you, that like stops them from winning the game. We do have Boseiju to break the Omniscience as it's in play. And we have obviously Veil of Summer for their Thoughtseizes. And you can again Demonic for Surgical and Surgical out their win conditions. So you have game against them. A funny play you can do if you have the Surgical and a Witherbloom Command is you can mill them and hope to God that you mill either an Omniscience, a Show and Tell, or an Atraxa, and then you can Surgical out that card, which should pretty heavily stifle their game plan. But yeah, that's pretty much the deck. The mana base is 8 fetches and just some good colors. I have the Underground Mortuary. This should probably just be a second Hedge Maze or Undercity Sewers, because you do want blue sources for your counter spells. We have a lot of non-blue sources. Like you could have an opening hand with Mortuary, Forest, Boseiju, Swamp, where you have 4 lands that don't produce blue at all. That's pretty scary. You really don't want to see that. But anyway, that being said, you do want to run the basics. You don't want to lose to a random Blood Moon / Harbinger of the Seas. And yeah, that's pretty much the deck. Let's jump right into the games, shall we? Okay. Opponent goes first. We have Veil Fatal Push into Uro later on. I think the sound is good, honestly. They're a Lurrus deck. I mean, opponent goes first. Again, if we get turn 1 Thoughtseize, the Veil of Summer just gets discarded. But that's okay, because then they discarded the Veil of Summer that doesn't do anything other than that anyway, so I'll take this hand. We're going to start with Misty Rainforest. Probably going to fetch a... I would have fetched Undercity Sewers, but we have it in our hand, so I actually don't know. We start off with an Ocelot Pride. Okay, cool. We draw a Breeding Pool. I'm going to play this and probably fetch a Watery Grave. Okay, opponent is on Mardu Energy. Let's see what they hit off of this Amtraptor before we... They hit a Goblin Bombardment. Okay. Okay, in response to the bombardment, so that I don't take any additional damage, I'm going to fetch Watery Grave, and I'm going to Fatal Push the Ocelot Pride. This isn't a great start for them, to be honest. I've seen better starts out of this deck, and we just drew the Fatal Push, which is really good. Now they don't even get to attack us at all. The reason I'm doing... maybe I should have kept this. They also just missed 1 damage. But there's a chance I should have kept that for a potential Ajani. So that I can kill Ajani before it makes a cap. That might have been a misplay. But we do have Witherbloom Command in this deck that can just destroy Ajani on its own. So that's good. Chthonian Nightmare. I think this is where I just cycle Veil of Summer, because they're not really ever going to hand hit us. So end of turn, I'm just going to cycle Veil of Summer. And then next turn, I'm going to play Uro, probably. Underground Mortuary. Brainstorm. I'm just going to play Uro. I don't have anything to do here. And ramping makes Meathook Massacre better, so... Let's play Uro. Draw a card. Mystic Signature. Let's put Undercity Sewers into play. Sheoldred's Edict is good because if they do make an Ajani Planeswalker, that lets us kill it, so we'll take that. And then I can put a Fatal Push on top and draw it with Brainstorm if I ever need to, so that's good. They don't seem to have a lot going on over there, so in that case, I'm gonna Brainstorm first. Demonic Tutor, okay, and Oko. Okay, let's put back Mortuary and Edict. Yeah, let's put back Mortuary and Edict. Play this Mystic Sanctuary, which unfortunately will get shuffled away, but we do get to put a Fatal Push back into our deck, which isn't irrelevant. Then we use the green source and play Demonic Tutor. We're going to Demonic Tutor for a counterspell here. Demonic for Bring Mana Drain. We don't want Lurrus to resolve. They just straight up go for the Lurrus. Their hand must be all removal, because, like, their hand must be full of Static Prisons and Divine Discharges, because, like, why else would they not, like, why else wouldn't they just put, like, a Johnny on the battlefield right now, or a Ragavan or something? And they just concede. Yeah, okay, their hand has to be full removal. Jesus. I don't know why they concede there. I mean, I guess they just think that I'm just gonna outvalue them here because I have 3 extra mana. Uro can come back. I still don't see a reason to concede. I think this game is like, I'm ahead, but it's pretty even. Because even if I like resolve an Oko here, they do have 3 energy and Galvanic Discharge, likely. Like, why else would they hold 3 cards in their hand and just hardcast Lurrus there? Like, Lurrus can bring back an Oslo Pride. Like, why else would they do that? They probably have, like, either Static Prisons or Galvanic Discharges in hand. So, I don't know. We won, though. Interesting. I wonder why they were black. Probably just for Bowmaster and Chthonian Nightmare, but I wonder if there was any other card we should be worried about, but that's just the game, I guess. GG. Alright, we go first. We have 2 non-blue lands in our opening hand, which is always sketchy, but at least we go first and we can fetch a Surveil land, so let's do just that. And I think I will fetch... Ooh, hard one. I think I fetch Hedge Maze here. Simply because I want to hold I want to have Boseiju available if I need it. Unless I get Thoughtseize right here. Grief. I'm gonna Brainstorm in response. I want to hide my good cards. Oh, Fade of Summer would have been so sick. Okay, let's hide Mana Drain. And so do you think they're gonna go for another hand hate spell the turn after? Imagine I had Veil of Summer in my opening hand, that would be sick. Anyway, they're gonna probably scam a Grief here, so I want to hide Mana Drain and Oko. And draw Mana Drain next turn. At least we found a fetch land. So they're gonna take Veil of Summer and one of the One Rings. Or they could take both One Rings. I don't know what they're gonna do here, but either way, we have good odds here. Oh, they just have a Tamiyo. Okay, cool. See if they try to cast a 2-drop. Probably not. They're just going to attack and try to gain advantage with their Tamiyo. That's fine though. I could have broken the clue with a Boseiju, but if you make that play, you're cooked. I think drawing a card there is always better, unless they think I have a Bowmaster. But I think drawing a card there is always better than playing for the Undercity Sewers. But it's all good. Alright, what we got a Reanimate on Grief. I fetch. Now they're gonna probably counter back, but that's fine. I want them to use a counter spell, because I'm resolving the One Ring next turn anyway. Oh, never mind, they don't have a counter spell. Okay, that's good. Are they gonna main phase a clue here? They don't. Okay. So they probably have a counter spell for my One Ring. So what do? Do I bait with an Oko? Or do I bait with a One Ring? If I bait with a One Ring, I think this is a hard one because if they have a mana drain, they're flipping Tamiyo next turn, but that's okay, right? Because we have Witherbloom Command to destroy Tamiyo. But then they draw 2 cards for free and have 4 mana potentially available. That's like a position I don't really want to be in. Let's see if Oko resolves. Let's see if Oko resolves. They probably have a counterspell. Yep, mana drain. Expected. So now at least they can't hold up like a lot of mana. And I'm gonna actually play the Boseiju out here because I want them to not know that I have something like that. This is a land. So they're gonna draw some cards here, right? Yeah. It's in their best interest to flip Tamiyo here. Yeah, that's fine. Now, we could pray that they haven't found another counterspell, which is unlikely. Their deck is probably just Grief, Scam, and counterspells. If I had to guess, Thoughtseize me, that's fine. That takes a One Ring. And then what? What else you got? Okay. I'll just play the One Ring. I don't have anything else going for me anyway. They probably have a counterspell. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Their deck is literally just Grief, Scam, and counterspells. So I'm not surprised that they had a counterspell there. They're ahead here. I need to top deck something. They're going to return a Reanimate to reanimate what? Grief? Not a great Reanimate because it's not getting anything out of my hand. It's just a 3-2 with Menace. Waste of Tamiyo in my opinion, but you do you. Witherbloom Command is a good one. Let's destroy target non-land permanent, and let's mill 2 cards. Mill some cards. Do they have another counterspell? Nope, they don't. And we get an Uro off of that. That's nice. And we get to put Veil of Summer on top. Take action. And cast Uro. Let's take out our Reanimate targets. Let's take out Brainstorm, one of the One Rings, and we don't have a way to get Oko back. Brainstorming for a counterspell because they need to stop this. Did they have a counterspell? They don't have the counterspell, so now we have Veil of Summer active as well. That's pretty cool. What do they have? A Bowmaster? Nope, nothing? Okay. Now we just have Veil of Summer for the rest of the game, so that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Yeah, and Uro obviously beats a Grief, so yeah, that was a great turn for us. Fatal Push. Do I Veil this? Do I even care? No, I'm not going to Veil it, because first of all, Uro already did his job. Second of all, we can just get him back by fetching. Like, our next fetch just brings Uro back anyway, so... Shock. What do you have? Oh, like a dig through the treasure cruise. Abhorrent Oculus. Okay, that's fine. And then the last card is a Psychic Frog. Okay, I'm not cycling Veil here. I'm just gonna let them attack me. That's fine. I just have to find a board wipe. If I find a board wipe, this game is just over. So if I find Demonic Tutor, even the Meathook Massacre is enough here. So let's just fetch like. What colors I'm missing? I'll just get more blue. Undercity Sewers. Demonic Tutor was the top card. Oko would be okay, but let's just... I guess I could play Oko and Uro. I have enough green pips. I could play Oko and Uro. I could Elk the Psychic Frog, but then Oko just dies. So let's just not do that. Let's play... Let's dig. Let's dig a little. Yeah, that flips. That's fine. Tamiyo, sure. Let's play Tamiyo. Tamiyo blocks Psychic Frog. Let's play Uro. And I think I want to keep a mana drain in my... Oh, I've already used my Mystic Sanctuary. Never mind. It doesn't matter what we keep in our graveyard. It doesn't matter. Let's play Uro. Could potentially hit a card draw spell here. That would be good as well. Let's see. Sheoldred's Edict is good. Do I just cast that? They have to give up something good. Like, they're gonna give up the Grief. I think I would cast that in combat. Let's see. So if I cast this, they're gonna sacrifice Grief, right? What could they top deck? They could top deck a counterspell. If they top deck Reanimate, a hand hate spell, a counter... I don't know. This is a non-token creature as well, by the way. This isn't a token, so I don't think this is good right now. I think I'm just gonna pass the turn. I guess I could just get something off the board. They probably sacrifice this if it's nothing useful. Nah, let's hold up. Let's hold up Fatal Summer. In case they draw like a Fatal Push for Tamiyo. If they draw a land, I can just do this anyway, so we're fine. They're probably not going to play their land though before combat, right? Or they just discard to Psychic Frog. Oh no, they're jumping the frog. Okay, that's fine. Tamiyo still blocks it. And Uro gets to eat like their face down creature if they attack with it, so yeah, sure, that's fine. Move to combat. Attack with Opcorus and Frog, that's fine. Again, I'm gaining life every turn, so I still think I'm ahead here. My creatures are probably better. They go wide, but I draw cards. Tamiyo just blocks that. They had a free attack with Grief, by the way. I wouldn't have blocked the Grief. That's fine, that happens. That's it, that's my turn. So, I don't know what their carded hand is. I think I'm gonna just go to my turn. Fatal Push, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. They can't stop. Yeah, that's good. Okay, make Clue, draw a card. Fatal Push is a good one because I'm going to get Revolt off of the Clue token. Oh, never mind, I'm going to get Revolt off of this. Fetch land, even better. Are they going to try and multi-block? Oh, lord. Okay, this is a good position for me. So now I get to force them to sack a non-token creature. If they sacrifice any of their good creatures are dead. If they sacrifice one of these, Uro survives. So, and I have Veil of Summer backup, so even if this is a counterspell, it doesn't matter. So this is a really, like, that's why I held this, because this is a bad position for them. So they have to sacrifice one of their good creatures that I was going to kill anyway. Now, I think I just let Uro die, potentially. Or I get to play for more information first by drawing with my Clue. I get to gain more information by drawing with my Clue here. Okay, it's over. And it's over. I will kill this. What they have? Not that after all. Could be potentially good for them. But that wouldn't even be very good because it would still take it out of combat. Move to the end of combat. Let Uro kill these two things. Those were a Psychic Frog and a Watery Grave. And then... end of combat. Let me plus Tamiyo. And I will... kill the Oculus in their upkeep. I'll kill the Oculus in combat. Because I still have Veil of Summer backup, so they have to have double counterspell to beat me here. Reanimate Grief. Okay. Sure. Veil of Summer. That's a black spell, so I draw a card off this. and they still don't get to grief me. And my spells can't be countered. That's a decent one, I'll keep it. And my spells can't be countered here, so they're just blown out. This is why Veil of Summer is in the deck. Like, the Veil of Summer is in the deck for this exactly. Like, yeah, they're out. They're out, dude. Veil of Summer is a disgusting card against controlling strategies. That's why it's in the deck. Like, wow. Like, if a counterspell doesn't do that. A counterspell doesn't prevent me from getting griefed and make my Fatal Push uncountable. So even if their last card is a counterspell, they cannot stop their Oculus from dying here. And now I'm pulling ahead with Uro and Tamiyo in play. That's disgusting. Yep. I think this game very much came down to that one Witherbloom Command top deck. And it came down to that that holding Sheoldred's Edict for a situation in which it forces them to, like, sacrifice a good creature to kill Uro. But then obviously the blowout was I had the Fatal Push to kill their grief anyway, so they sacrificed a good creature for nothing. So yeah, that was a good turn. And that was just a grindy matchup where, like, someone has to stick their engine. And here you guys got to see the Oculus engine versus the Uro engine. Creatures versus cards. Hey, I'm gonna say it. Cards and life gain won me that game, in my opinion. I think cards and life gain were more important than their 2/2s that they were making. So I think Uro is still better than Oculus, but that's just me. I don't know. Alright, this hand is not keepable. We have a 1-lander and it's a tapped land. We do go first. Actually, okay. Okay, if this hand is actually kind of nuts if we top deck a land. If we don't top deck a land, this hand struggles. I think for theoretical purposes, I want to keep this hand. Because if we top deck a land, preferably a fetch land or a blue land, we get to turn 2 Tamiyo into Hold Up Bowmaster with double Fatal Push and a Black Source. I think this hand is okay enough to keep it, even though it is very risky. Keeping a 1-lander on Arena, very risky, but thankfully it paid off, so that's great for us. They're gonna play a turn 1, I don't know, Guy of Souls or something? What's it gonna be? Oh my god, they don't have a turn 1 play, and they don't have a removal spell for Tamiyo, so we just get turn 1 Tamiyo. Okay. I don't understand why Boros players will keep hands that don't have a turn 1 play. I don't get it. I feel like it's always wrong. And we drew another land. In case they have hand hate? No, I don't even need to. Let's put these two on top. In this order. Alright. We're gonna start with a turn 2 Tamiyo against Boros Energy. Or, well, could be Mardu Energy. Static Prison. That is fine. This deck only has Boseiju to answer Static Prison, but if they have to answer our Tamiyo with a Static Prison right now, we are chilling. I'm just gonna keep up Bowmaster Fatal Push, I think. They have to generate energy or else we get Tamiyo back as well. How many... Do they have 2 Surveil lands in the Lurus deck? Oh, they do, because they're playing Mardu. Okay, fair enough. They keep on top. Cool. They lose an energy. They shock in the land. They play Ocelot Pride. That's not going to gain you any energy. And a Johnny. Okay, let's... Bowmaster the Ocelot Pride. Shuffle away Oko for Watery Grave. Vital Push the Johnny. Let's Brainstorm for a land here. Nice. Damnation is also a good pickup. Let's put Uro on top and then Surveil it away with the One Ring. So we draw the One Ring next turn. Let's attack with our token. Happy to offer that trade if they want to take it. They do not. We have Drown in the Loch open here for 5. In Timeless, Drown in the Loch is just counterspell. Like, it's never gonna... Like, the graveyards are so full because of fetch lands that in Timeless... Yeah, sure. If they want to kill my Bowmaster, that'd be my guess. I don't care. In Timeless, it's like they always have a full enough graveyard. Like, alright, let's see what they play. We have Uro next turn if we really need to. We also should just play the One Ring. We have so many good plays next turn. We're just chilling. No play. Attack. Okay. Bylurus. Okay. I'm just gonna Fatal Push this so that I can... Actually, I don't want them to lure us. Actually, they can lure us. Yeah, they can lure us, right? Yeah, I'll play the One Ring. They can lure us. They'll bring back a creature and then I'll Damnation. That's fine by me. Oh, Surgical. I think I want a Surgical or the Arjanis, because the only way they ever come back from this, the only way they come back this game is by like flipping a Johnny. Flip the Johnny is the only way they come back from this game. So let's Surgical their Johnnies. Let's attack, because why not? They have a Swords for Uro, so that's good to know. Yep, they cast Lurus, they bring back Ocelot Pride, nothing we didn't know. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna Damnation this turn, but next turn I get Thoughtseize Uro. Next turn I get Thoughtseize their Fatal Push away, their Swords to Flashes away, and Uro. And also they don't have any energy generation, unless they drew a creature here, which, okay, lucky you, man. Yeah, that's fine. That just happens. I don't have any interaction anyway. So they drew a creature, so they're gonna keep the Static Prison, unfortunately. That's fine. Into Ragavan. That's actually very good, though, for us, because... Okay, they just bought themselves 3 turns with Static Prison, which is lucky for them. But we do still have the Mystic Sanctuary in our deck, and we have 3 other islands, so we are just going to Damnation them again. Do I draw off of the One Ring here? I don't know that it's correct to draw off the One Ring, because that puts us in Lightning Bolt range. I think we do. Yeah. There's a land. We have to Uro next turn to offset the One Ring damage. Thoughtseize me. Thoughtseize me. Gonna Brainstorm to hide the Drown in the Loch. Oh, they're gonna just take Oko. They're just gonna take Oko. So that's fine. Let's put this on top. Oh no, I should have hit the Oko because the Oko stops my One Ring. Oopsie. That's fine. That's okay though. There's a lot of things that beat them in my hand. They will take Oko, yes, but it's fine, I think. Okay. How do I play this turn? I can hope to draw another One Ring or another Oko while not being dead on board. And flip a Tamiyo. Tamiyo just instantly dies to their removal though, so I don't like that a lot. I can cast Uro. That gains me 6... Uro gains me 6 life here. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, I think I'm happy with just casting Uro and gaining 6 life. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm happy with just gaining 6 life over Uro. Because they will Swords Uro. That gives me a lot more time for my One Ring. So regardless, Uro is helping me with the One Ring. And I think that's it. Actually, how many non-basics do I have in my deck? I still have my island. Okay. I'm trying to see how much I have to fetch, because if I Thoughtseize them here, I'm basically going down to 1. I'm not going to Thoughtseize them. I'm not going to Thoughteize them. I'm just going to let them do their thing. They're going to Swords Uro, right? They have to. Actually, they're going to double discharge Uro, actually. That's fair. That's fair. But if you do that, he just comes back next turn. Is that even worth it? Discarding 2 cards just for Uro to come back and gain me 3 more life? Is that even worth? Okay. I'm at 3, but they're only drawing 1 card. If it's a lightning bolt, I have a counter spell for it, so I'm fine. Okay. Again, they're bleeding out here. Ocelot Pride. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Ouch. Hello? Opponent? We can gain some life off of the Witherbloom. I think I'm going to kill the Ocelot Pride and gain life off of the Witherbloom. I don't think I want to break the Static Prison. I don't need to. I have a Tamiyo in my hand. She only costs 1 mana. Yeah, this opponent is making it longer than it has to be, but again, like... Yeah, we are just going to cast Uro again here. Go back up to 6 life. Like, I'm never going to die off this 1 ring, because Uro is going to come back every turn. I can mill myself with Witherbloom if I really need to for Uro, so... I don't even need to gain the life off the Witherbloom, to be honest, because, like, they can only top deck Lightning Bolt, and I have that answered. So, yeah. Oh, that's another 1 ring, so I'm never gonna die to the 1 ring. Yeah, okay. Draw some cards. Do I have enough fetchables in the deck? Again, I have Island, Swamp, Forest. So if I cast Uro here, I can fetch Island, Swamp, Forest. I don't care about that Ocelot Pride, to be quite frank with you. I don't care. Alright, Uro. Go up to 6. Put this in. Fetch Swamp. Opponent is making me do this the long way. So, Swamp. Oh, where's my forest? Oh, no, okay. Oh, whew. That land just can't fetch forest. It's fine. Forest is in the deck. It's okay. Forest is in the deck. Island. Cost another 1 ring. Can't take damage next turn. And now they swords my Uro because life total never mattered anyway. I'll keep the new 1 ring. Pass the turn. I will discard this and another Uro. And then next turn, because we're no longer under 1 ring pressure, we can now focus on disrupting their game plan instead. So they can have all the board they want here. I don't care. Bowmaster is honestly probably the single best hit they could have had here. But again, it doesn't matter. They damage themselves because obviously they can't damage me. A Bowmaster is probably the single best hit of Amp Rapture they could have possibly found. But it's not going to matter because we're just going to Witherbloom. -3, target opponent loses 2. -3, target opponent loses 2. -3. I could destroy this, but I'm gonna flip Tamiyo anyway. So I'm just gonna do that again. Kill the Amp Raptor. Tamiyo, I'm gonna get a Tamiyo back, so that doesn't matter, but yeah, there we go. Put back some of these cards, and they can see. Yeah, because they can't attack now. They're getting -0, -1, -0. This is gonna break. I'm gonna get another Tamiyo back that can infinitely block. And yeah, they're just top decking now against my full hand of counterspells, so it's over. And yeah, that's just that inevitability that you have in a control deck with Uro, where you just gain life over and over again, just draw cards, turn through your deck until you find your key spells. Witherbloom Command did not disappoint these games, not gonna lie. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the games. And we are back for the post-game chat. Bit of a shorter video again. I'm playing around with 3 games per video versus 4 games per video. I don't know what is better for YouTube. Obviously, you guys' attention spans are very like advanced because you're Magic players, so you're not like TikTok kids, so you are okay watching a 40 to 50-minute video. But I just want to play around with it because obviously when you're playing control, games can drag out a lot. So I don't like just in recording. I kind of have this rule of thumb: after recording for an hour, I stop recording. So that's pretty much how I go off of it. But yeah, just 3 games this video. If you guys want to see more games, obviously let me know. If you preferred 4 games, or like 4+ games per video, like if you preferred videos that were more like stretched towards 1 hour, sure, I'll make it that long. But I feel like as YouTube content, it's probably nicer to have like 30 to 40-minute videos. But that's really up to you guys. So if you guys just give me some feedback in the comments, I'd be much appreciative of that. Anyway, to the deck we just played. Honestly, star of the show today, honestly, was Witherbloom Command. This card is so underrated. Like, I remember for the as this card was spoiled in Strixhaven, I was like, yeah, this card is mid. It's like not good. Like it doesn't. Its modes are just not impactful. And yeah, for standard, they weren't very impactful, 100%. But like for older formats, it hits exactly the right cards perfectly. Like the drain mode, the weakest mode, arguably, is not irrelevant. It sometimes you needed that 2 life, or your opponent was low, and you just have direct damage to face. Right? Not bad. Then the -3 -1. Obviously, because it's a sorcery, the -3 attack is never gonna really matter. It's rarely ever gonna change combat math. When it does, obviously it's funny, but that's irrelevant. But the -1, the amount of important creatures that have 1 toughness, there's a lot. Like Bowmaster, Ragavan, Amdraptor, Ocelot Pride. I can name them all. Like there's a lot of them, right? So that's relevant. Then the destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. That breaks a lot of like lock pieces and planeswalkers. Like well, now with the new flipwalkers, right? Ajani, Ral, which you've never seen because no one's playing Ruby Storm Arena, but Ajani, Ral, Tamiyo, all these 2-mana walkers, they just get destroyed by this. They just die. It also breaks stuff like lock pieces like High Noon, or Up to Beanstalk gets destroyed by this, or like Static Prison. It's a good card, man. And then the mode of the target player mills 3. Obviously, you can mill your opponent, but oftentimes you just mill yourself. Fill your grave for Uro, and then you can just get your fetch land back and get whatever mana you want. That is a relevant card, and the fact that you obviously choose 2 modes is helpful. So with the Blue Command, I really like this card. I am like starting. It's really growing on me. I used to like just say it's mid, but it's really growing on me. Other than that, Drown in the Loch. I like having a not blue counterspell in this deck. Like originally, this deck had like just regular counterspell alongside 4 mana drains, but being able to counter a spell off of Breeding Pool Swamp is so nice. Like it gives you so much flexibility for your mana. So yeah, you didn't see the Meathook Massacre this game, but this is an all-star against Boros Energy because they flood the board with small creatures and then you just sweep it all up and gain a bunch of life. So that's cool. Veil of Summer, honestly, even though the best deck in the format right now is not blue with Boros Energy, obviously blue-black, so Mardu Energy technically also feeds into Veil, but Boros Energy, right? This card has no text against Boros Energy, but it's still such a good card in the format right now because, like, obviously a lot of people are running counterspells and a lot of people are running hand hate, so this card just 1 mana answers that and blows them out by drawing a card as well, so like that's just insane. The 1 copy of Surgical in the deck, it didn't come up like in a relevant spot, But again, when you only have one surgical in your deck and you're not like a strategy built around surgical extraction, it is a nice tool to have. Like that one game where I surgical their Ajani because I knew that only Ajani plus Chthonian Nightmare slash Goblin Bombardment gets them out of this game. I can surgical it away and make sure that's just not going to happen to me this game. So that's really nice. I think Fatal Push is the second best removal spell in Timeless, creature removal spell in Timeless, up after Source of Eras. A lot of no creature really will ever cost more than 5 mana, so it's always worth it. And with fetch lands, you'll always have Revolt. Tamiyo All-Star, we already know her. She's low-key. Like, having a must-answer creature in a blue control deck is that's just not fair. So yeah. And yeah, the rest is just stock Uro Oko stuff. I like Damnation. Glad they added it in Duskborn. It's nice to have a mono black destroy everything sweeper. That's just really nice to have. And yeah, the deck is solid and stable. I liked it. Won pretty much all the games we played with it today. I think I lost one off camera, but that was like just a horrendous draw where like you just don't draw a blue source. Which that's one weakness of this strategy. You could work on the mana base to make it better. Again, I think Underground Mortuary. I like having 3 surveillance, but it doesn't have to be Mortuary here. You can just run another Sewers or another Hedge Maze. Should be fine. The Triome, if you ever have a turn 1 where you just don't have to do anything, fetch a Triome. It fixes your mana so well. It's so good. And yeah, I only have Forest in the deck so that we can Boseiju a Blood Moon, but that might not be necessary. I think Swamp is good enough to keep in the deck, but yeah. Anyway, that being said, this deck is pretty fun. I liked it a lot. Personally, I'm more of a white aligned control player, but again, black aligned control decks do their own thing. Like, you don't get Thoughtseize and Surgical in white. That's just, these are just such insane control pieces, and like, it's just so good. Bowmaster never really punished a card draw today, but it killed Onslaught Pride, so that's all it needs to do. Anyway, that's all for the deck tech. Let's move on to opening a pack. Alright, we got Modern Horizons 3-pack. I'm gonna, what's the word for that? I'm gonna stubbornly stick to opening Modern Horizons 3-packs. I think these are probably the best packs on Arena if you're playing Timeless. But yeah, let's open it up. Got a rare card in here. 2 rare cards, actually. We got Primal Prayers, which is a combo card, which if we draw more of these, I might make the Primal Prayers combo deck. And we drew Branching Evolution, which is bad. Yeah, no, I don't think this card is going to see any play. Well, it didn't. It hasn't seen any play. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I really appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you so much for watching. All your support. It's amazing. I have MTGA content coming for you guys. Don't worry. I do really want to play Legacy. There's a card that I really want to play that I know they're never going to put on Arena because of how miserable it makes players. It's Back to Basics. 3 mana blue enchantment, non-basic land, don't untap during the untap step. I want to play that card so bad. I want to play it so bad. I've tried so hard to make like a land blocking control deck on Arena and Timeless, and it just doesn't work, man. Blood Moon and Harbinger just aren't good in blue-based control decks on Arena. You just don't have the tools to force them through and to protect them. You just don't have them. Like, you just don't have the force of wills to force your Blood Moon through, and you don't have, again, your force of wills to protect your Harbinger of the Seas. It just dies, and then your opponent just comes back and just kills you. Like, it's unlucky. And Harbinger of the Seas as well, I don't like it on Arena because obviously in Legacy there's different decks playing, but on Arena and Timeless, the boogeyman is Show and Tell. And Show and Tell doesn't care if all their lands are islands because they'll just use those islands to cast Show and Tell. So yeah. Yeah, we just need Back to Basics. Back to Basics would destroy Show and Tell because then their lands don't untap. Not untapping versus making colorless mana is such a big difference. So yeah. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please, leave any, if you want 4 matches per video, leave it in the comments below. I'll read all my comments. But that's all for me. I'm the Control Guy, and I bid you all farewell. Peace.